welcome to episode 4 of A Tall Woman's Perspective, featuring my special guest, Miss Monica, with Cocky Conversations podcast.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for coming on the
No
podcast.
problem. No problem. Blessed to be here.
Oh, thank you. So, we'll get started with our this or that questions.
Alrighty, girl.
All right. The first one is food choices. Would you rather Mexican or Italian?
Italian. Mm.
Italian. You said that with ease.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm very certain about my food, girl. I
Really?
don't. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Italian dish?
I mean, it's gonna be basic, but it's just like the uh chicken Alfredos. My favorite Italian is just like how Olive Garden have is chicken and shrimp carbonaro, something like that. That's
That sounds
really.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm basic too. I will go for some shrimp Alfredo, shrimp scampi, or spaghetti. Look, something
Mm-hmm.
simple.
That's it.
All right. Our next one is TV shows. Martin or the Fresh Prince? Fresh
The
Prince.
fragrance.
Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. He is here from Philly. I just seen that that Will Smith has a street named after
I
him.
just saw that yesterday. He went on I saw he got the name on the street, and then he went on $1 million worth of game, which that was so dope to me because
Mhm.
he's from Philly, so
Yep.
it made perfect sense.
Yep.
And then I saw him and Gilly. They was like
The
rapping his song.
song, the bridge. I was
Mhm.
like, as a Philly Nate
Mhm.
child in the comments, like, yes,
Mhm.
yeah, yo.
Mhm.
I think it's so dope. Like, he's been in the game for
Mhm.
quite some time now. So when they do come back and do things with people from the
Mhm.
city, I just think that that's so decent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was so fitting for him to be up there with Wallow and Gilly because
Mhm.
they all from Philly,
Yep.
and I never seen like Will Smith, in that like space for real.
Right.
And so that
Right.
was just so dope. It's always dope to see these high celebrities come back and be
Hmm.
regular or whatever. So.
Right. Right. I'm with you on that. Another celebrity I was proud to see on $1 million worth of game was Kevin Hart.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so Kevin Hart and Gilly is from the same hood. So
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, okay, like look
Mhm.
at that. I like that because it's
Mhm.
not like, you're not too high up here that you don't want to
Mhm.
come down to humble beginnings. So
Mhm.
I like
Mhm.
that too.
Yep.
And I'm gonna answer them with you. Although, like I said, I love, Fresh Prince, Will Smith from Philly, but I'm rolling with
And you
Martin.
rolling with
I'm
Martin.
rolling with Martin. Martin.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody, a lot of people are Martin fans.
Mhm.
People probably gonna disagree with me with it, but like I don't get like a lot of laughs out of Martin.
Really
Out of looking at it. It just wasn't my thing. I don't
wasn't
know why.
it? Hmm. I get, I will say too, I like the early on Martin episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Towards, when you've seen the show like breaking up those later
Mm-hmm.
seasons, yeah, it was just like kind of forced.
Mm-hmm.
So just like I like my music, like I feel like when artists first come out, they give us like the great
Mm-hmm.
albums. Everyone's first album is just like really
Yep.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
so I feel the same with TV shows.
Yep.
Alrighty. Okay, next one is comedians. Mike
Mm.
Epps or Kevin Hart.
Mike Epps.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Day Day and
Yeah.
like all the roles that he played.
Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is I've been to like 3 Kevin Hart shows. Kevin Hart is funny,
Hmm.
but Mike Epps gonna have you crying. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have your
Yeah.
stomach. You know.
Hmm.
So that's just what it is.
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
That now I was looking, I'm like, this is a hard one because I do like both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course it's like errors for me. But now I will be leaning more towards Mike Epps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be leaning more
Yeah.
towards Mike Epps. Kevin Hart is really not as funny as he once was.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I feel
Mm-mm.
like he got real comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, he still, shouts out to Kevin Hart. He done some major things,
Hmm.
but we looking for that cry when
Right.
tears
Bending
roll
over.
down your eyes and
Hmm.
you grabbing on to your cousins and stuff. Like that's
Right.
what we need. And
Hmm.
Mike Epps is that.
Hmm.
Mike Epps do that. I remember looking at an interview and he was talking about how he did cocaine and stuff. And I was,
Yes.
it's not, it's humor. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
I know, he's Mike Epps under any circumstances gonna make you
Right.
laugh. So.
Right. And I like when they be real at the end of the day
Mm-hmm.
because I heard him say that on
Mm-hmm.
multiple platforms, and he just, he was like being real about it. Like, hey, I think he said, I think it was Friday After Next. He said he was like high the whole time, and
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cube was telling him like, like why you doing this to yourself? Like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But a lot of his stand ups, he definitely said, like I was high, I was,
Mm-hmm.
I was there. As you can tell,
Gone.
and then, yeah, looking back and like, damn, like you can tell, like some of his ways and movements. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, I can tell.
Just think about it. Some people are naturally funny, but some stuff you're like, oh, this person higher than a. But you won't. I
Okay,
would have never known it until he said it. Then it's like, oh,
right,
yo, this nigga.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
He really was. Yeah, he was on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So next one, artist. Would you choose Chris Brown or Trey Songz?
Girl, why would you put both of them in the same girl?
And they both from Virginia. I be
Ooh,
doing things. I just be like, what? Let me see.
and I'm a Virginia type of girl. You know what I'm saying? My brother
Ooh.
live in Chesapeake, so I'm really like there.
Wow.
Um, girl, that
Do
is
you
so hard.
some for can we go with first albums? Chris
Sure.
Brown first album, Trey Songz first album. Which one
Great
would you choose?
songs.
Trey Songz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
Cause,
Listen,
Cause Chris Brown was kind of like young. You know what I'm
he
saying?
was.
His stuff resonate with me now. But
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Brown is a dancer. Trey Songz. All I can think of is I invented sex,
Yeah.
and them type of songs that made you like, mm, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's Trey Songz for me. If I would have to go with one, I definitely love Chris Brown. He's a good entertainer. He's a good
He
dancer. His
really is.
songs,
Yes.
they gonna skyrocket. But Trigger, yeah,
Listen. And especially those first
with
albums.
the
Like I was
braids,
saying, yes, like it's you can just put it on straight through. I was like all the ifs.
every
It's
song.
just every song on their
Mm-hmm.
album. It's like, yes. Not gonna hold you though. I seen Chris Brown announce those tour dates, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Philly is on there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pulling up. I'm pulling
Yeah,
up. I put
yeah.
those two up things. I knew it would be hard. I was like, ooh, I think this is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. But yeah, great artist. I do
Mhm,
love Chris Brown. What the listen, all around like the
mhm,
ideal entertainer.
mhm. I think he's probably one of the outside. I mean, it's really between him and as far as entertainment, it's really between like him and Beyonce.
Yep.
Him for the males and her for the girls.
Yep.
But yeah, he's dope.
Yep. Definitely holding it down.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Last one is hairstyles. Would you rather boho knotless braids or bust down middle part?
Oh, boho braids. I'm not a wig girly.
Okay. Period.
Mm-mm. They look nice,
Hmm.
but I don't play with my edges, and I'm just not a big maintenance. In order to be a person that wear wigs, I love the way they look, but I'm not that girl to be trying to flat iron it and put,
Hmm.
all that stuff on it or whatever. You can give me the braids.
Same. Okay. I'm with you on
Mm-hmm.
that. I want to be able to get up, take my scarf off, and go. A little oil. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
and go. It was a post I had on my page. It was like, I was like, oh, this is perfect. It said basically like a black girl with her braids feel like she got superpowers. And I said, I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that.
And you got
Yes.
powers for probably like a month or two if take care of
Easily.
them. Mm-hmm.
Easily. Not a
It's
lot of
like life
upkeep.
is better
It
almost. Life is better with
is. It
braids.
is. It is. I don't really do wigs a lot. I will do a sewing, but even with
Mm-hmm.
that, like, you got to keep up with your leave out. Now you're putting a lot of heat on your leave out, and it's just, your real hair is breaking off. The wigs now I've seen, like, it will take away your edges completely, hairline pushed back, and it's just, I don't like
Mm-mm.
feeling, it's like too heavy. So
Yeah, I
I'm
ain't
going with
with it.
braids easily too.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up our this or that questions. Just kind of break the ice with the episode. All right. Well, we're going to jump right into the mess with the Breakfast Club with Jess
Okay.
Hilarious and
Mm-hmm.
Loren Lorenzo. What are your thoughts on that? How are you feeling about it?
You know, everybody is saying that, of course, the narrative is being pushed that, Jess went on maternity leave and then found Loren to replace her, and Loren started reading right, and she started doing a good job, and so it kind of looked like maybe she was taking Jess' place or whatever.
Hmm.
I don't think that at all. I just think that she was very good at her job. I don't think she was trying to outshine Jess or nothing.
Hmm.
Um, I do personally believe that Jess handled it in a not so good way. I
Hmm.
love Jess Hilarious. I'm gonna get ready to go see her next Saturday in Raleigh. But
Wow.
I just think she kind of like unfolded. She did what they expect us to do. They expect black women to be catty and go back and forth.
Hmm.
And just to see that unfold on the Breakfast Club, of course it's gonna get ratings.
Hmm.
It's people gonna look at it, it's probably clickbait, they probably gonna get a lot of views. She probably
Hmm.
gonna get, more clout. Lauren gonna get more clout. But it was just like this is two black women in the same space,
Hmm.
killing the game. And what I do want to say is, two women, three women, four women, whatever, we can all be great at the same thing and just in our different ways,
Hello.
right? Just there'll never be another Jess Hilarious. There'll never be another Jess with the Miss. There'll
Hmm.
never be a Lauren.
Hmm.
Because she's dope as you know what I'm saying. She's dope. She's a good journalist. She's a
Hmm.
good reporter. She reads well. She's very concise,
Yeah.
consistent. Like you could tell that's her lane. But they
Hmm.
both fit that platform
Hmm.
in their own way.
Hmm.
And I just feel like to see Jess, go off like that on social media, like Charlamagne and them said, like she just played into the internet. Who
Yep.
knows? It might have been, who knows? We don't know. This might have been staged for all we know. But to see that and them going back and forth, but it
Hmm.
looks like the last thing I would say is that it looks like now they're kind of like getting along better. It looks like they
Right.
kind of respect each other or whatever. So
Hmm.
I hope it continues. Because I love to see them both up there.
Yeah, it's a joy to see. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely agree with you. Same as you felt when I originally seen it. I said, "Damn, Jess,
Mm-hmm.
you falling right. You giving them exactly what they want." And I also feel how you feel. It's just like, what's wrong with having another female co-host up here?
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're not threatening you to threaten to get rid of you or anything like what's wrong? It's enough room for everyone. Like
Mm-hmm.
especially in the podcast industry,
Right.
radio, entertainment. It's enough
Mm-hmm.
for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that. Yeah, she really unfolded. Like I was just looking, I'm like, wow, like she is really giving them
Mm-hmm.
everything that they want. Of course I hated that they put them two together.
Right.
Now, one thing I did see though, I feel like it's definitely a publicity stunt
Yeah.
because shortly after Loren had announced that she has her new podcast show. And I'm like, okay, once I seen Jess kind of crashing out, well, not kind of, she was crashing out on the
Mm-hmm.
internet. I seen that they brought it to the Breakfast Club and they discussed it on there. And so I kind of felt like, like, wow, like, now y'all really playing into it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, maybe they felt as though Jess, hey, she took it to the internet, so why not,
Right.
the Breakfast Club
Right.
kind of benefit off of it. Then when I seen Loren is coming out with her show, I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you seen, I seen that they took a picture, Jess Hilarious and also
Mm-hmm.
Loren with Angie Martinez. And
Mm-hmm.
so I said, oh, okay. I see what's
Exactly. So
going on.
like,
But I
why
hate that,
even do all that?
yeah, that they had to put them together, two black women, put them against each other. If you wanted to say
Mm-hmm.
you were coming out with a new show, just say that, girl. Go in a little promo, press run,
Mm-hmm.
like, but don't go at it. Like, but nonetheless, I do like that. It seemed like they are kind of working things out
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can exist in each, it's two different
Mm-hmm.
lanes. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
definitely give me that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're not the
No,
same.
not at all. Not
Yeah.
at all. You know what
Hmm.
I'm not under no circumstance. But
Right.
they're both dope. I like to hear from both of them. I know
Hmm.
that Lauren is gonna report what we think is facts,
Right.
and she's gonna give us details, and just gonna cut up, just gonna play with
Yeah,
it a little
as
bit. You
she
know what I'm
should. That's what
saying?
we're looking for
So,
her for. We want
hmm
that from her.
hmm yep,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Well, hey, shouts out to those ladies. I hope that they
yeah,
continue, to
yeah,
stay positive and like, kind of back each other. Don't go against each other. Because one thing about this internet, man, they'll do it. They'll do it to you.
yep,
It'll be a downfall and so negative.
yep,
Reading those comments, child, listen,
hmm
don't do
hmm
it.
yep.
Wow. All right. So our next topic is the boxer, Clarissa Shields, dating Papoose, and also she had a recent post basically coming at all of light skinned women, saying that they are the main women that are hating on her. So one, how do you feel about her dating Papoose, who's still very much a married man? He's still married to Remy Martin.
You know, whatever that's, I don't have no problems with people dating people. Like, that's her business. Um, you know, if first of all, Papoose okays that for her to date him and for them to be
Hmm.
public. So I don't knock that. Like, that girl can date whoever she want to date.
Hmm.
You know, married, single, whatever. Like, that's her business.
Hmm.
Um, but to say light skinned women are hating on you, first of all, you don't even look like nothing. First of all, and I'm not even. I promise I'm not even trying to be funny, but I'm up here to speak my mind
Right.
and tell my truth.
Most certainly.
And you don't even look like nothing to hate on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other than you being able to fight, other than you being able to
That's
box,
all it's given.
that's really all you have. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Even Papoose, like, that's cool, but you act like you sitting with like a Drake or something. Like,
Right.
you got somebody leftovers, and I'm pretty sure she can get it back if she want to. So
Hmm.
like, I mean, I don't know about light skinned women hating on her. I feel like she might is catching some hate from people in general.
Hmm.
Maybe Remy Ma's
Hmm.
fans, maybe, Papoose fans that probably mad at him for doing
Right.
that. But light skinned women hating on you, no ma'am. No ma'am, you don't look like nothing to hate on.
Hmm.
You go to your you go to your freaking shows in like blue braids. Like, no
Who
ma'am.
who are they?
No ma'am.
Right.
Mm-mm. No, I'm good. Nope.
It's not giving what it's supposed to give. And I
No.
just feel like I hate that why would you, for one, as another black woman, it's like, wow. I know damn well you see women of all ethnicities in those comments, but I sat there and I'm like you also said, it's not giving that for me.
Now I'm
She
gonna
needs
put it
a,
to you this way:
yeah.
if she looked like Mariah Carey fighting out here,
Hmm.
then you might could say this particular shade is
Right.
hating on you, or this particular group of women is hating on you.
Hmm.
Girl,
It's not giving that.
girl, you look like you round a wave for real. Like,
Yeah, yeah, she
no
needs a
ma'am.
stylist. A stylist is needed. And I was like, well, damn, I'm not light skinned and I damn sure been looking at the comments like, oh, girl, this is
Who
not it.
who does her
Her
hair?
whole,
Like, who is
the
responsible for her
hairstyles,
hair?
the
That's all I'm
colorful
concerned about.
hairstyles. Yeah,
Who?
the outfits. Now, recent, I love the new. I think it was like a birthday shoot or something, and I'm like, yes. So apparently,
Mm-hmm.
you've been listening to those comments saying, hey, you need a stylist because it was giving everything,
Mm-hmm.
makeup, the hair, everything was on
Mm-hmm.
point. And so I'm like, yeah. So when she came out and said that, I'm like, light skinned women? No, it's women of all shades. It's women of
Mm-hmm.
all shades telling you, like, girl, like it was those hairstyles. I'm thinking of like high school days, and I thought she was much older. I think she just turned 29 or 30.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I thought you were older, like much. I thought you were like Remy and Papoose age,
No.
but it just yeah. I just think she wanted to just like come out swinging and
Yeah.
just, but that wasn't it at all. Because it's like, girl, that's
No.
not even accurate.
No.
It's not accurate at all.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And
Yeah.
I love, I like, again, I much respect to the sister because she's thriving in a sport that she works hard at. But
Right.
Clarissa got like a cockiness to her,
She
and
do.
that's cool.
Hmm.
Maybe that comes from the whole fighter instinct thing.
Hmm.
But like, when you that cocky, you gotta look like Nicki
Something.
Minaj or somebody. Like, you
Yeah.
don't look like that.
Yeah.
You don't even have her swag. Your hair is in, like, your cornrows look like freaking cornrows that people put underneath their wigs. Like,
Yes.
and this how you come out.
Right, right. And like you, yeah, just coming out cocky, but nothing else adds up. Like the whole everything. It's just it doesn't give that. And I agree. You could get some nice feed-ins. Like I just
She can get
and
some stitch
yes,
braids
we're
and be
the
good.
girlfriends or somebody that's around, like, hey, I got a stylist or I got a hairdresser that can come and get you
It
together.
look
Nothing's wrong with straight backs. I get it.
no,
Like, yeah, you
it's
definitely
not.
want, you're a boxer. So you want to make sure you got
Mm-hmm.
some straight backs in. Ain't nothing getting in your face, bobbing,
Mm-hmm.
weaving, and all of that. But I said, I'm like, okay, I really don't get that. I'm sure she caught a lot of backlash for it because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
come on. Like it's women of all shades, and they're telling you need to get it together. And
Mhm.
if you won't be cocky and be like you that girl, like I need you to tighten up. That's the
Mhm.
bottom line. Like
Mhm.
tighten up.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
as far as her dating Papoose, I mean, I do like them together. It kind of like
Mhm. It's
like
cute.
Papoose is Papoose, but he ain't
Yeah, it's
another. So
cute.
it's like okay, as for me, it's like corny and corny. All right, you know. But I just still a married man.
Yeah.
It's like you could have found another man.
Yeah.
That's just I just you know.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't be posting no married man. Like
Yeah.
you ain't getting no airplay over
Yeah.
here on these
Yeah.
pages because you're
Right.
still a married man. Yeah,
Right.
divorce your wife, and then we gonna be together. We can pop out
Right.
on the scene, but
I
yeah,
think
I like them together.
it's cute. Like they're cute together or
Mm,
whatever, but I feel like first of all, it's not like Papoose is just a regular. That's Remy Ma's husband. So, and you
right.
know the things that come along with Remy Ma being who she is.
Hmm.
I think that gives it more fire. That's Remy's ex husband, and it's like I feel like it's a little ego there. Like,
For sure.
okay, I got the man, blah blah
Hmm.
blah. You know what I'm saying? And she
Yeah.
can't beat me. You know, she
Right.
can't beat me in real
Right.
life type vibe.
Right.
That's what she give off.
For sure.
So.
Agreed. She definitely gives that.
Mm-hmm,
But like we just mentioned, like, girl, if you're gonna carry it that way, I need you to tighten up and actually look like something.
mm-hmm,
Like, because I did see like during the whole mess, once Remy was going at both of them on social media, Clarissa, you were asking Remy about outfits and things like that. So, you know, I get like, you feel like you got them, but I honestly feel like she's just something to do until because I feel like Papoose really loves Remy Martin, and it's
what?
like,
Everybody know that.
yeah, like if she say,
Everybody
"Hey,
know
I
that.
don't want that easy black cat," whatever that guy name, it is crazy because he from Philly, and I'd be like, "Dang, you making it look bad." But like if she decided to drop him, I feel like Papoose be like, "Hey, like Clarissa, it was cool, but yeah, I'm going back to my wife."
That's it. That's all.
Yeah,
It's going to happen just like that too. It ain't
yeah,
even going to be. And she can fight all she get ready.
yep. Yep. I feel like if that does happen, she's going to spiral out of control. But
Mm-hmm,
and I
mm-hmm,
would hate to see that, especially you don't want to see stuff like that on social media. I
mm-mm.
be feeling bad, like,
But that's
oh,
why
I
you
feel
can't
bad
be
for her.
out here popping your shit. Now,
Yeah.
if she was married to him, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe get ready to give birth to one of his children or something,
Mm-hmm.
never mind that. If she was married to
Married.
him,
Yep.
then it'd be like, okay, I hear like you popping your stuff for real. Like I see you.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's too many things stacked against you. Like he can go back to Remy any day of the year.
Yep.
And ain't nobody gonna miss a beat. And you out here beating on your chest that you with this woman husband
Yep.
and everybody know where his heart is for real.
Exactly. It's just something.
So
It's just something to do because if this been going on and Papoose been knew about it. He feeling salty, decided to move on. Whatever really happened, because we really don't know the
right.
full truth. But yeah, did she decide? Remy decide she want to come back? It's like, all right, like my wife coming back home. I got what I wanted. I got my
Mm-hmm,
family back together, and I just feel like that's what it's going to be.
mm-hmm,
Well, Clarissa, hopefully the right thing to do is to, you're young, you don't have no kids, just have fun, and
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
stay under. If I was a celebrity or like in the public eye, I wouldn't want to know. I want to be out of the public eye. It's just
mm-hmm,
too much that comes with it.
mm-hmm,
Way
mm-hmm.
too much.
Yep.
Oh, Paulie said Pap and Remy should have been a
I
forever
feel like
couple.
they still are. I don't feel like
Yeah.
it. I feel like they're gonna get back. Just think about it. This man held this woman down
How
when
many
she went
years?
to prison.
Yeah.
Who out here
Right.
doing that? Nobody.
Right.
I think that's probably the first time that's ever been. I mean, I'm sure it
Done
has happened other places. We probably just don't know, but like nobody ain't doing that.
at
And I
all.
don't even know if Papoose got something here and there. If he little, had a
He
good time here and there. But
definitely,
whatever the case is, he
definitely
held
did.
that woman down.
Hmm. I feel like Remy at that point, she probably gave him hall passes for sure because it was
Yeah.
like 7 years or something like that. So she probably
Mm-hmm.
like, listen, I know I'm locked up here. Who's to say if she was able to get conjugal visits while she
Right.
was locked up? But at that point, I feel like they had to have a real conversation about that,
Right.
and she probably gave him a hall
Right.
pass. But I feel the same way you feel. I feel like Remy has his heart, and at the end of the day, you know, they're gonna get back together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna get back together. But
I
Paulie,
hope
I'm with
so.
you. I believe they should have been a forever couple. It was something
Mm-hmm.
everybody was looking forward to. Like, even after having their daughter, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy tales. And
Yep.
then boom.
Girl,
Here go the mess.
this stuff scare me every day out here. I don't know what to believe no more.
At all, right? You got to take everything with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, this is what's going on. Then, hey, plot twist. And you be like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, I thought it.
Hmm.
World we living in today.
Mm-mm.
That's perfect. We rolling right into the Pop the Balloon dating show.
Mm.
What are your thoughts about it? How do you feel? And would you go on the show?
Now,
No. Okay.
first of all, I get the um like the motion behind it because so many people are looking for love and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But when I look at those shows, I feel like it's humiliating.
Very.
I feel like women and men put themselves out there. It's almost, I do not want nobody to misconstrue what I'm saying. To me, it gives off desperate and thirsty because of the stuff that people can say to you. They can pop the balloon because you have on red shoes or because you said you got 3 kids and 3 different baby daddies, but you could be a wonderful, great, loving,
Mm-hmm.
wholesome
Top
person, but you just,
tier.
life happened and now you
Mm-hmm.
got 3 kids, but you like really a good dope woman in real life. But this
Mm-hmm.
man done said hell no because you got like, and then the girls, they be popping the balloons for dudes because I don't like your pants
Crazy.
or I don't like your hairline. What? Like
Mm-hmm.
what? No, I'm not gonna put myself underneath that type of scrutiny because somebody might say, Monica, like, I don't really like, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
now my feelings gonna be hurt. I'm too proud for that type of shit.
Period.
You know, you ain't gonna have me on no camera and you telling me you don't like me because my
Yeah.
ass ain't fat enough or
Mm-hmm.
because I got on whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it gets a lot of clout, I guess. I guess people like to see that stuff, but to me, it's just like, as a woman, my pride too good for that. Like, I ain't doing that.
Right.
I already, you know what I'm saying? Look at the stuff that happened when nobody ain't watching. I know I ain't getting ready to let
Right.
nobody look at this shit.
Okay.
No.
And then it's on the internet for millions to see.
Hell no.
Like it's, yeah. I will say when the show, and it's plenty of versions of the
Mm-hmm.
Pop the Balloon show. I only watched the Arlette Muley. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like she was like the first one that came out with the Pop the Balloon. Her and
Mm-hmm.
her husband being with the theme. When I watched the show, I was like, okay, I like this. I think I would probably go on here, but then I was like, I thought again because I'm like, knowing me, please, you ain't like you said. I'm also prideful as well. You ain't about to sit here because it's going to be a back and forth. When you going to point out, okay, so we going here, I'm going to go there with you a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, and so I just wouldn't want to. And then it's dating. It's like, is it really real? Like a lot of and as the episodes went on, you see people were coming on there trying to promote their brands and they
Yes.
really wasn't going on there
It's
for love. And it's
clout.
like, what about the people that really was there for love? And they're like putting themselves out
Mm-hmm.
there. And then you got a clown, another, because a man's pants is too creased, or like you mentioned, like the headline, or I heard one of the guys say to one of the girls, like, oh, when she asked, like, why did you pop? He said, because I don't like her face. And it was just like, wow. Another one of the contestants was like, they popped on him because it was like, you could have said that and you could have said something else. Like that was
That
plain old mean.
is kind of like telling somebody they're ugly to their face. That's
Crazy.
hurtful. That is.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine saying I don't like you because of your face. Like what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He said it's the face. And I was just like, what?
So how you think that woman gonna feel now,
Mm-hmm.
moving forward? Like
Yeah.
she probably
Probably
don't
mess
even
with
be
her
able
self
to look at
esteem.
herself in the mirror.
Yep. Yep. And it's like all because of who is this? A nobody? Like, sir, who
Nobody.
who are if they didn't go to that show together, who are you?
And they
Like,
up here
people.
looking for love just like anybody else. So
Yep,
who are you?
yep, yep. Exactly. As the show, like in the latest episodes, you can see a lot of people are not there for love or dating to find someone. They just looking for a viral moment or to either sell something like their brand or something like that. That's all it's giving.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to go on the show
Mm-mm.
at all. I wouldn't
Now
be able to
I
do
would
it.
host if I would host it. I
Hmm.
would host it
Yeah,
if the necessary occurred,
yeah.
but to be up there, no.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Not Monica. You ain't get
Okay.
ready to embarrass me in front of the world. No, because
Yes.
then you might, like you said, it's kind of like clickbait. It's kind of like clout
Hmm.
based because like you might, who's to say that you really might like me, but you're gonna say this like insulting thing to me,
Hmm.
all because it might go viral, but you might really secretly like me for real.
Right.
But you're gonna say that you don't like my feet because that might be funny. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
Mm-mm.
crazy. And what's tea is when they do the reunion episodes, it's like, oh, you see the men really like, I feel like that's when the real feelings come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy you brought up that point because it's like, wait, a lot of those people really do be feeling each other, but that initial show is like they're trying to go viral for a viral moment. And it's like, listen, y'all probably really were a good match, but
Mm-hmm.
you going over there to crack jokes and you trying to sell something. So yeah, I feel like they got to do a better job with vetting the people that they do get on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it first came out, I felt like it was cool the early on episodes, but now it's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a mess. Someone's
Yeah.
Paulie said pop the balloons. It was a whole mess.
It is a
It
mess.
definitely is a mess
It's
now.
almost, it's degrading almost.
It is.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. 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 And I agree with you too, as far as saying it does get thirsty, and it feels to me it feels like the people that do go on there, like you, a lot of the insecurities are like highlighted throughout the show, and it's like you really thought you should come on this show, like for it to be broadcasted like that, like me, I wouldn't want to do it. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I know. Listen, my next relationship ain't hitting the internet. I ain't look.
No.
Nope.
No, ma'am.
I ain't gonna do
Mm-mm.
it.
Nope.
Not at all. All
Mm-mm.
right. So the next topic is the post that I sent you. So I'll read it for everyone that's tuned in. So it was a tweet from a man. It says, I'm already 37 years old. I have a wife, children, and I still can't forget my first love, which was at about 17 years old. I dream of her eyes. I hear her laughter, her voice. I look at my wife and imagine her. And that's how we live.
Do you agree with that? Because I do. Do you understand what he's saying though? Like,
I,
what do you think?
I understand what he's saying, but that ouch moment was like, damn, like that's how you are living with your wife. Like I get everyone having a first love, like because for everyone, you never forget your first love. Whether it was good or bad, what happened after that, like you never forget. So I understood that, but it's just like, damn, to hear like that's how you're pretty much existing with your wife. Uh,
To hear it, I think is a little boggling to hear that, to
mhm,
know that, think about his wife, right?
mhm,
We don't know who she is, right?
right.
But think about like we all know because he made that post,
Mhm.
we know you really don't fuck with your wife like that.
Nah.
You settled, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got the best that you could. But
sure.
what I will say is why I kind of understand that post and what he's saying is because I personally believe that everybody got somebody in the cut that they wish that they were with. I
Okay.
really believe that. I personally
Yeah.
really believe that. I mean, some people are with like their high school sweethearts or childhood, whatever.
Mhm.
It's very rare though. I
Mhm.
believe that as people grow older, it's only one person that got like your heart for real. Like you
Mhm.
would get back with them if in a second.
Mhm.
And I believe that's what that man meant. Like, like that girl still got my heart. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
wish you was her for real. But
Mhm.
life happens, you move on, and you end up, when you get older, you end up kind of like doing the best that you can do.
Mhm.
But it don't take away from who you really want. And I
Okay.
believe that, I just believe that everybody got somebody out there, an ex or whatever, that they just wish that this person was that other person.
Mm. Okay. I feel what you're saying. I didn't look at it that way. I do feel what you're saying because I do feel like everyone do have that one person. Like
Hmm.
then he or she got away.
Hmm.
That was the one. But for me, if I feel that way, I couldn't see myself getting
Yeah.
married because it's like, why am I doing this? I'm settling. This is not the person I really want. Like I wouldn't be able to marry until I feel that, I get that
Hmm.
feeling again.
Hmm.
I
But a lot
I
of
was
people
the
out here are
ending
doing
though.
it.
Yeah, it
They are
is. It is.
doing it. But I
Yeah.
feel like that's when you need to check yourself, because
Mhm.
now you're producing it's think about how many people are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many people are in relationships that they don't want to be in,
Just to
and they
say so.
sitting up here looking at not just their girlfriend or boyfriend, their wife,
Right.
somebody they took vows with, spent money on a
Mm-hmm.
wedding with,
Yes.
probably bought a house with, probably got
Three
kids with, and you don't
kids.
even really you wishing this woman was Sally.
Right. Whole time. After 10 years, you still like, damn, I remember Sally and y'all really, but what happens? Here, wait, plot twist. Now, what if in year five of marriage, y'all got two kids together, Sally comes back around and she like, hey, I'm ready. And shit, I'm ready too. And then he tells his wife, hey, we need to get a
And it's a
divorce. I don't
wrap.
want to be with you.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. That's
Ain't it?
crazy. And it's like,
Ain't it?
it's
That's why
crazy. But
I'm
that happens
scared.
though. Things like that do happen. Or people, they settle. And it's like just to say, I wouldn't want to settle just to say, oh, I have a husband. Because nothing good comes out of that.
Somebody
Like it
could
is
get hurt.
mm-hmm,
Like it can go. It could go back. Just think about life in general.
mm-hmm.
You're waking up unhappy next to somebody every day.
Right. Imagine you just forcing yourself every day. Like I gotta put on this face and hey babe, and the whole time you like the side eye when they're walking away because you really don't want that person. That's not your person.
The what I will say, the only last thing that I will say about this is that a lot of people, when you're out here dating and stuff, a
Mhm.
lot of people don't realize this, but it's the truth. A lot of people are trying to like overcome their ex. They're
Mm,
trying to like get healed from their ex or whatever. And so
mm,
they're moving on, trying to date other people. But the reality is that person still, unless that person like goes to the necessary, measures to heal themselves and really change their lives and
mm,
stuff. A lot of people out here dating still in love with, just like this man,
right.
still in love with their ex.
Mm-hmm.
They just was forced to move on and forced to find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that's where people got to be. That's why you should just, sometimes it might be okay to just stay by yourself until you
Be
can
by
get things
yourself.
together
Yeah.
before you waste somebody else's time like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people don't want to do. They don't want to take it's self-reflection. Do the work on themselves. They just rather go jump into something else. And the next thing you know, a child is being created. It's just brought into the world. And it's like it's so unhealthy. And I would rather be by myself. I would have to be single because you don't want to move. I would hate to move on knowing that you're still dealing with so much baggage from your previous relationship and you're gonna bring it, all of that is gonna come right into the next relationship. It's
Hmm.
just creating another mess.
Hmm.
So I definitely agree with you on that. Like just sit with yourself. I know it can be uncomfortable at times, of course, but do the work on yourself. So when you do
Hmm.
find the person and you decide to move on, it'll be cool. Like it'll work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Paulie said he want that old thing back. Yeah, he definitely want that old thing back. It's
Hmm.
giving that for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And if the old thing was to come back around, it would be a wrap for the wife.
He'd be like, hey. What was that? I think it's a J. Cole song where basically he was like, old girl back, like I gotta go.
Hmm.
It's real, or I'm not
Hmm.
coming home or something
Hmm.
like that.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It is a wrap.
terrible. Yeah. So the bottom line of that is, if you ever in that situation, for our listeners and viewers out there, do the work on yourself before you think about moving on.
Mm. Yep.
Woo,
Yep.
woo, woo. All right. So the last thing I have is I want to start implementing this in all of my podcast episodes. Can you give us 2 tips on keeping your mental health in a good headspace?
Keeping your mental health in a good headspace.
Mhm.
Um, First of all, it's a couple of things. First of all, and it's so interesting that you would ask me that because, I'm working on a lot of things right now as far as my own mental health is concerned. First of all, make sure that you are doing things and living a life, and whatever you are doing, make sure it's your own idea. Make sure it's your own thing, right?
Yes.
Um, if you have to stay off social media, social media plays into it. You might feel like you behind. You might feel like you ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You might feel like you gotta do these things. You gotta,
Mm-hmm.
be this certain way, or you gotta have this, or you gotta have that.
Mm-hmm.
And you, you end up living your life like comparing yourself.
Mhm.
And like I said, just make sure you are living in your lane.
Mhm.
In your lane, what makes you happy, what you can afford, what you can't afford,
Yes.
what makes you happy, what makes you not happy,
Mhm.
what makes you sad.
Mhm.
Spend time with yourself and learning these things so that you don't live a life in regret. You
Mhm.
don't be comparing yourself to nobody. And take care of yourself. Um, a lot of people, I think we live in an autopilot kind of space,
Yes.
and we're ripping and running. We're trying to get to the bag. We're trying to do this and we're trying to do that. And
Mhm.
that is cool. That
Mhm.
is cool to be trying to have motion and things like
Right.
that. But pace yourself, because
Yes.
money's gonna be there. Clout is gonna be there. Whatever it is that you're trying to get to, it's gonna be there. But make sure you're taking your care of yourself in the process, because
Mhm.
so many of us, um, we don't take care of ourselves. We don't pay attention to how we
Right.
eat. We don't pay attention to what we put in our minds, what we listen
Mhm.
to.
Mhm.
We're out here drinking and smoking and just trying to, some of us think this shit is just like a big party. And it's
Right.
not. You
We're
actually
only
have to
getting
take care of
older.
yourself.
Yeah.
You don't know that tomorrow might be, we don't, none of us
No.
know. So I just feel like people just need to stay in their own lanes, like I said, and take care of yourself and find your people.
Mhm.
Find the people that really, because it ain't gonna be probably a
That
lot.
well, yes, with you.
It ain't gonna be a lot, and find people
Mhm.
that's on your wavelength, that you understand them, they understand you. If you fall,
Yes.
they pick you up,
Mhm.
vice versa. Like,
Yes.
find your people, because you probably ain't gonna have more than five. You probably
Nope.
ain't gonna have more than five,
Mhm.
and get around those people and stay around those people. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's okay to evolve, of course, meet new people, but have your circle of people so that because life is going to happen.
Yes.
So when life does happen, just make sure, that you can lean on those people, and then, you keep on going.
Yes. Wow, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I threw that in there because I'm also working on things.
Yeah.
All of what you just said, I resonate with that so much.
Yeah.
Like, wow, it's yeah. And so I'm taking the time, I'm doing the work. I just got to put emphasis on everything that you said because I'm sitting here like, wow, like I'm a person to where so I got so caught up in my goals that I forgot about me. And I've spent the last 7 months or so, maybe
Mm-hmm.
more, just, working on myself and pouring back into myself physically, mentally. And it's really, whoo, it has been a journey,
Mm-hmm.
but it's such a good, beautiful journey, like the
Mm-hmm.
outcome of it, and just, even learning new things about myself
Mm-hmm.
and just being in a good
Mm-hmm.
headspace, like mental headspace. It's important because, like you said, I would be so, it's important to, not like you said, I'm sorry, but it's important to make sure you have a good mental and pour back into yourself. And you got to make sure you're okay because at the end of the day, life is going to happen and it's going to happen. You don't really have any control out of those things. The only thing you can do is just try to adjust to what's going
Mm-hmm.
on. But don't let it drive you crazy. Because time to tell you, I was one of the type of people like I gotta make sure this is like this. I was driving myself crazy, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, like okay, tighten up. But I will say the journey in the beginning it wasn't easy. It was ugly, but now it's so beautiful. And so I'm like, I gotta start asking my guests this, like, to share because I know it can help the next person that could be
Yeah.
going through, yeah, could be
Yeah.
going through something right now. And
Yeah.
woo, it's
Yeah.
such,
What's crazy is I looked at when Miss Felicia Rashad was on the Breakfast Club.
yes,
And she said one thing that was like, she said, pack, be light, like don't pack light.
hmm
Erica Badu song Bag Lady. What's crazy is when I was little, I thought she was talking about like Food Line bags,
right,
but now that I'm older, I understand what
yes,
she meant. And Felicia Rashad was like, carry light. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Like,
hmm
like, and we know as grown women like what that means, like
now,
carry light,
yeah,
because
hmm
you if you try to take on everything at one time, and black women in our, and it's just in us to try to just like, we feel like we can take on so many
naturally,
things
right, until
naturally.
the ship is sinking and the shit sinks and you like, woo, that's when you come at that stance and it's like, I understand. a black woman and I know I'm strong, but
Hmm.
God damn it, I got to
Exactly.
push this to the
Like,
side before I go crazy, loco.
exactly. Like,
Like,
I honestly, people think I'm crazy when I say this, but like that whole independent woman thing and that's this and that, that's cool. But to me, that's like a scam that's been put out
it
because
has been.
you absolutely cannot just do everything on your own. Like you
You
can try
can't.
it. You
You
can
can't.
try it and it might work for a couple years or whatever,
Hmm.
but like just think about the women that came before us that was like 50 and 60 and you see them spend their whole lives working at wherever and taking care of their kids. They never
And that's it.
traveled, they never, they
Nothing.
never did,
Hmm.
they ain't
They didn't
never accomplished what
live.
they want
They
to.
didn't. Yeah,
And
they didn't live life. And like you said, we all have a day. We all have a day, and it's like you still when it comes down to jobs and like
yes.
and you still had. And my brother had told me this, and I was too young for him to understand when he told me, but he was like basically what you're saying. Like life is going to life. Like
Hmm.
you those bills are going to be there. But take care of yourself. Go enjoy yourself. Go take a trip. Like everything is still going to be there. But don't forget to pour into yourself.
Please don't.
And then if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to? You got to take care of you to be able to be there for others.
Hmm.
Like, and if
Hmm.
you don't, it's like we know. It's sad to say what happens. I don't even
you
want to think
almost
about
have to
that, but
be you almost have to be selfish.
you do.
You almost
I'm in my
have to be
selfish
selfish.
era.
You
I spent
almost
more
have
than
to be
half.
selfish. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. I spent
girl, I'm
more than
definitely.
half of my life pouring into other people. So when I say in the beginning of that, I wouldn't say I would self love the journey. It was not easy. It was not easy. It was a complete shift, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not used to this. It felt so uncomfortable. But I took the time to do a lot of self reflection to understand in areas that I'm like, wow, I really didn't. I've been pouring into X, Y, and Z, and I haven't been pouring into myself.
Hmm.
And then the body keeps the score. So,
Hmm.
when you start feeling
Hmm.
this, it's like, man, okay, I haven't even been eating right, or I haven't even down to social media. I love what you said about that. You sit there, you got all these the norms and all of it's not real. Like social media is not a real place. And if you spend so much of your time on here, like you'll go down a rabbit hole. And it's like the people that's on here preaching certain things, like they're just talking just for clickbait. 'Cause it's
They
like
ain't girl.
that's
They
not
ain't
their
living like
reality.
that.
It's
They
not their
not
real
living
lives.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
These people, these people not living like that. You know what
No.
I'm saying? And then
No.
you up here trying to do what they told you to do, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you got to go back home to your house.
Yep. Okay.
Like, no, no, you gotta live like you gotta learn this stuff for yourself.
Yes, yes, that's so real. And I also love what Paulie said. He said, "Word on your shoulders, so much pressure on the black woman. Love our
Oh,
queens." Thank you so
thank
much for
you.
that, Paulie. Yes, because
Hmm.
that's real. That's real.
Yeah,
And same with the social media thing. It really
yeah,
is. Thank you to everyone that's joining in
yeah. Thank
and that feel us.
you.
Feel what we're saying
Mhm,
because it's very real.
mhm,
It's very real, and you do have
mhm,
to take care of yourself.
mhm. Yeah,
Okay, he also said, so true. Social media wants us to compare. Just got to live your life at your own pace.
yeah,
Absolutely. Monica said the same
yeah,
thing. You really do.
yeah. You do.
Yeah, because it's easy to get caught up
Mhm,
in, all that fake social media stuff.
mhm.
I listen, when I was early on in the journey, I would log out of the social media platform. Oh, nope, I ain't got the time for this. I'm reading my books and I'm going on walks. I'm sitting by the water and it was like, man, I felt like I'm healing myself at this point. Like I'm like, woo, I feel good. And like, even back in the days when we didn't have all these social media networks and stuff like that,
Right,
it was
right,
a good feeling.
right.
Like I start tapping back into that. And so I
You have
definitely revamped.
to. You
Mm-hmm.
have to. Like sometimes, I really be like, I'm not messing with my phone
Yeah,
because I realized like that was a distraction. You know what I'm saying?
girl.
That took me out of the
Mm-hmm.
present. What I
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be, what's standing in front of me, and I'm like up here on my phone.
Yes.
And I sometimes I really just gotta like log off. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because it's just so much up here, and it's just like I might get, like you said, down a rabbit
Yep.
hole. And before you know it, like you 2 weeks in, you invested in this. Now you
Yep.
trying to do this, do that,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
real life is in front of you. So
Time is just flying at that point. And you look up, like you said, it's like all these years then pass by, and it's like, yo, what did I do with my? And we're only going to get older. So it's like I didn't travel, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Like all I did was just go to work, pay bills. Like I didn't you didn't and I just would hate to look back on my life and say like I really didn't do
Mm-hmm.
anything. Like I didn't do anything I wanted to do.
Right,
Things that'll make you happy.
right.
Like it's
And I
I
do not
encourage
want to be
everyone.
that person.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that
At
person.
all. At all. I refuse to. I'm with you on
Mm-mm.
that. I'm
Somebody up there said, "What do you like to read?" My favorite book is 48 Laws of Power.
girl.
That's my favorite book. Hmm.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
No. It's so crazy you said that.
Oh, look,
That's
look at you! Come on now, sis.
I just got it. So along my journey, I'm like, I got another book. Somebody else recommended too. And I was in the bookstore and I'm like, all right, let me grab some more books. So this is the next book I'm going to read.
Hmm. Get
Wow.
to it, girl.
I'm going to get to
Watch
it.
how your if you think your life is changed now,
Yeah.
wait till you read that book.
Wow.
Hmm.
I can't wait. I'm like, wow, I literally just grabbed it off the shelf. I'm like, wait.
Uh-huh.
That book definitely came highly recommended. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna definitely get that. I've been reading it's oh wait, here it is here. So Lewis Hay, you can heal your life. And then also
Okay.
it's another just a daily affirmation book.
Okay.
And it gives you affirmations, it gives you journal and journal
Okay.
exercises to do. And my sign is a
Okay.
Cancer. I love water. I'm a crab. I go and sit by the
Mm-hmm.
water, girl, read, I love to journal,
Mm-hmm.
journaling, and it's like, it heals me. I feel like, okay, I can't have a shitty day now.
Right.
I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
telling
definitely
you.
a good feeling
It
for
yeah,
sure.
what's crazy is when you get to a certain point in your mental health state,
Hmm.
that's how you know you're healing because you don't respond. You'll
The way
start
you
to
used
realize like
to.
you don't respond
Woo.
to stuff and you start like silence is power.
Yes,
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
golden.
It's for
Golden.
real. Like that's where power is and the more people like the why you see older people they
They
ain't spazzing
got
out.
the time for that.
They ain't playing no games.
Hmm. They don't got their time. I ain't got the time for that.
Mm-mm.
Ain't nobody got the time for that.
Mm-mm.
And
So
that's
yeah.
see, because I was told what a fight fire with fire person. Who are you talking? Well, I got to
What?
check. What are you saying? But lately, I've been finding joy in just being
Girl,
silent.
I get a kick out of it because I think like at first I was pretending to be like silent, like okay, I'm not gonna respond
Mhm.
until it really became me.
You,
Until that became like my
like, I got this.
character. And
Yeah.
now some people like they don't know how to take me, like they don't you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like they be trying to like you know what I'm saying, trying to test me and I'm just like you don't even know for real. Like you
Right.
don't know what I came from, you don't know how I used to
Exactly.
be. So you got it. Like my number one answer is okay.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Hmm. And that pisses them off and makes them even, but it's like at the end of the day that helps you because you're not giving so much energy into a negative space, and the next thing you know, now you even more pissed because it's like I didn't let this person get me to this point and I know like I knew better, I'm in such a better space, and damn, why did I let, you know what I'm saying, it just mess up your mood.
Hmm.
So before you give anybody that negative energy, I got you. Like I'm not feeding to this shit. Like I ain't got the time for it.
I ain't gonna do it, girl. Mm,
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
mm-mm.
Okay. So, is it Ranitzky? Can you recommend a book that you like to read? He also said that he loves the 48 Laws of Power
Mhm.
too. Yes, Paulie said he got a yeah, get the book, Paulie. Look, we can start a book club. Like, we can
Yeah,
start
we
a book club.
should.
I'm gonna let you know, and I'm almost finished this other book.
Yeah.
Listen, the book club, we can start with the 40. Well, you read it already.
No,
If
but
you
I
don't
mean, I'm
remember.
reading it. Those chapters, I see people break down. Like when you start reading, let me know what you think because
Okay.
a lot of people break down those chapters. Like it's really like life changing. Like it'll change how some people. Now I will say this: some people feel like the 48 Laws of Power is manipulative,
Okay.
but it's not. It's all in how you carry. Because anything can be. Some people feel like being silent is manipulative. No, that's just self restraint. That's
Yeah,
control.
I don't got the time
I'm
for
not
it. I'm
trying
not
to
feeding into
manipulate
it.
you. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to play you. I just don't got shit to say
Mm-hmm.
because I ain't got
Mm-hmm.
shit to say.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like when you understand the power of silence and start use exercising that stuff when in certain scenarios, it's a winner all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
At work, on the podcast, but you know what I'm saying?
Anywhere.
Whatever you're doing, it's a
Mhm.
winner.
Mhm. Mhm. Listen, I know it's been a. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. My bad,
Oh
y'all.
no, you good.
But what was I saying? Like I forgot their face. The kids asking me questions.
Oh,
um, but no, I definitely I agree with everything that you're saying. I definitely do. As far as the responses, though, I wanted to say like that's very real because I've been applying it to my life, like work, everyday life, personal. Like I will fight fire with fire, and what like I got to say something back, and at the end of the day, it just it feeds into that negative energy, and I don't got the time for it. Like who, it's other things going on in life. Nobody got the time for that shit. So I would just rather, yeah, silence is golden. I heard that somebody said that in like a recent meeting that I was in, and I was like, man, like that's real. Silence really is golden.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll cause you to look at people that are like loud and whatever. Like, yo, you kind of like foolish for real. Like that's not even intelligent to
Mm-hmm.
be that loose. You know what I'm saying? Like when you
Right.
mature and you're like when you come into who you really are, it's like I don't even got to do that because I know like the old me would have rocked your head open.
Okay.
But but I don't even have to do that now because I got other things that's more important to me, and you ain't
Yeah.
one of them. So.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, the loudest in the room is always the weakest. So like you ain't even my cup of tea. You got to be loud and yeah, you very weak. You can easily see through people like that.
Mm-mm,
So it's like I ain't about to give you the time of day.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
I ain't at all.
mm-mm.
Okay, so Roninsky, his favorite book is James Patterson, excuse me, The Murder Hero.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll look that one up.
Yeah, I'll have to do the same. I've been watching a lot of documentaries, like crime
Oh,
documentaries
that's
is really my
all I
thing.
look at.
Really, girl, you
That's
have to
all
recommend
I
me
look
some because
at.
I will sit and watch, like I can watch and binge watch it the whole day.
That's all I
I
look
might
at. I don't
be
look
able to
at.
pick apart a case or something. I don't know, y'all. Like,
I am addicted to hearing. First of all, I think like secretly I'm like a journalist,
hmm
like secretly, because I'm
hmm
interested in people's stories. Like
yes, same.
bullshit, not really, but I'm interested in.
hmm
I don't know why, like a man that kills his wife and his three kids. I want to know how the fuck you did
And
that. Like I want to
how
know
did you
your
get to
thought
that?
process.
Yes. What were you thinking in that moment leading up to it? And then when you see the case unfold, I'll be sitting there like, all right, I'm not getting up. I need to see how, like, how did he do this?
And when I tell people
Why?
like they're like,
hmm
"What movies you watch?" I don't look at movies. I look at documentaries.
Yes, I
I
love a
don't look at movies.
documentary.
Like
Yeah.
you got to tell me about the murder that happened. I think I was obsessed one time with it was the Murdoch murders. I don't know if you heard of it. It's in South Carolina. It was like a white family where the man killed his son and he killed his
Oh
wife.
no, yes, I did. And the sons were younger with the red. They had red heads,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Girl,
yes,
yes.
yes.
I watched that. Was
When they made that,
crazy.
yes,
Then
I
the
was
friends
into
wind
that.
up passing when they were on the
Yes,
boat and all of that.
yes,
Girl, I
yes,
watched that. It was on
yes,
Netflix, right?
yes,
Yeah, it was a few episodes. Girl, I
yes.
was listening. I'm telling you, I
And I
be
looked at
into
them
it.
all in one
Yep,
setting because then I found out the man he tried to hire somebody to kill him or
yep,
pretend like
yep.
somebody shot him or something. And
Mm-hmm.
then I found out that the man he was on pills real bad and he drank
Yeah, he
alcohol
had a
real
bad
bad.
addiction. Yep.
But that type of that's real life like that. We amongst these people
Mm-hmm.
every day. You'll never know how somebody really like what they got going on. So I
Yep.
be just trying to be aware.
Exactly. And I love to hear like even when they have like some of the victims that
Hmm.
might have they didn't pass away when it happened or like their family members. I want to hear what they're saying. I don't want to watch no damn movie. And it's all made up. No,
Hmm.
let me know what they actually saying.
Hmm.
Like,
I can't
wow.
wait till they do one for Diddy or
Mhm.
whatever. I don't know. People probably be scared to do that, but whenever they do one, I want to be the first person to
Yeah,
see it.
I do too. It's going to be very because you're going to hear it's going to be a lot of those celebrity names in it for sure.
Hmm.
Woo! I can't wait to see like how his case is going to pan out though. Like
Do you think he's gonna get out of jail?
I don't think so. I think they're going to do him like R. Kelly. I don't think he's
Yeah,
going to get out.
yeah,
I don't think so because I feel
mhm,
like they probably been watching him for a lot of
yeah,
years.
yeah.
And like even with the Shine case, right? Like the girl who got shot in the face, she was saying basically like Shine didn't shoot me. Like it was, she was saying it was Diddy that shot her, but like I don't know if somebody paid her off or something else happened. But basically, she was like, he didn't shoot me. Like he just
Wow.
took the fall for the case. But I think they was watching her for too long, and they're gonna tie. It's gonna be much more that's gonna come out. But of course, they giving us what they're releasing what they want to release to the public. But I feel like they probably got much more. Okay, Paul,
Yeah.
do you feel the same? He definitely ain't getting out.
Nah, I think they're gonna make an example out of that
Yeah,
man. I
yeah, for
mean,
sure.
the stuff that he did, it kind of blew me out of the water. But the one thing, the only thing that kind of like, wow, he really did that was when I found out what he did with the baby oil. Like that to me made
Crazy.
me feel like, cause I don't mind if you're a freak, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. To each his own. Whatever your preference
I
is. Like
don't mind
everybody
the
got a little
freaky
freak
parties.
body in
Like I
them.
don't mind that because
Yeah.
these are grown participants.
Right.
But when you start, because that's to me like that's the equivalent of drugging somebody.
Hmm.
That's like Bill Cosby type of shit. So like
Hmm.
that's when I feel like, oh, this man really like a real true. He worse than R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Like this is real like weirdo type of shit.
And he had
So
more power. It's Diddy. Like he had much more
he thought
power, right? So
he
people were
did.
really
He
they were
thought he
really
did.
scared of him. Yeah.
Look with that. Okay.
Yeah. I don't so how do you feel? Do you think he's getting out?
No, at least not for a long time. I mean,
Hmm.
all the money. Just look at it. All the money in the world couldn't keep him out of there.
Right.
Um.
They kept denying the bill. They would not
Yeah.
at
No. I
all.
I don't. If he do get out, it might be like 10 years from now, 5 years.
Yeah.
But right now, no, because they got too much on him. And if they
Yeah.
was to let him out, what grounds would they let him out on? Like probation? No, he's liable to do that again. He's
Yeah.
liable to do the whole. You might not never find him again.
Hmm. Hmm. And now everybody's coming out. Like even the day 26. I've seen a recent interview with Choppa from Making the Band.
Mhm.
And like, everybody, if they're not coming directly out to say like, yeah, we seen this, that, and the third, like they're saying something that's very close to what he's locked up for. So like, they've been building their case. I
Mhm.
don't see him getting out for sure. Or like you said, he's definitely going to do a lot of time.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah. Or somebody else said, oh, Carl, so you should hear from the guy who was Jeffrey Dahmer's neighbor. If this is a
I think I
documentary,
heard.
send it to me. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that.
I think I did hear. I don't know for sure, but I think I did hear. I mean, I do want to look at the story or whatever because I'm sure that had to be some wild ass shit, you
Hmm.
know. And Jeffrey Dahmer brain needs to be. Is it being studied? Ain't
I don't
his
know.
brain being studied?
Is it? Child, we
I
we
gotta
can
look that
we
up.
can we can look.
I
We can
gotta
look
look
into
that up.
it.
But because he was just he was doing a bit
A
much.
lot.
But
Yeah.
like I said, that type of shit scares me because we're amongst people like this daily and we don't know.
Hmm.
So, you know.
It's scary. Ooh, when you think about it. But I'll be tuned in, girl. I'll be tuned
Mhm.
in. Okay, somebody else said, oh, y'all love the ID channel. Okay, I have to
Oh
tap
yeah.
in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely have to tap in.
Mhm.
Oh, it's the black guy. He said they were friends. Wow. Yeah, I really want to see that now because it's like, did you pick up on anything? Like, did you notice anything
Mhm.
outside of the norm, but you just
Mhm.
never said anything? Like, I really want to know now. Yeah,
Mhm.
if you can send me that, let me know. Let us know where we can
Mhm.
watch it
Yeah, when he sent it to you, send it to me
for
because
sure.
when you look at the show or the documentary or whatever, he lived around. He lived around people. He lived in like a building around like apartments. So I know people saw weird stuff coming in and out.
Mhm.
So yeah, I want to see that.
I do too. Let us know tonight. Look, I need something to watch too.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'll tune right in. Yeah, I have a lot of questions with that for sure. All right, but that wraps up the
Thank
podcast.
you.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on, being a wonderful guest. This was so dope.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome. And as I always mention to all of my guests, you are always more than welcome to come back on. Just let me know when you want to do another episode.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Have a good
All
night.
right, you too.
All
Okay,
righty.
bye bye.
Bye.